Welcome to Alien Investigations, the show that investigates UFOs, alien phenomenon, and strange news around the world.
Right here with Alien Investigations. So today I have a special surprise guest. My daughter, Amber, will be co-hosting with me on the show today. So in this episode we're going to be investigating this alleged case of alien bones that were found on Mars by the Curiosity rover. Now, in case you didn't know, the Opportunity is NASA's longest working Mars rover to date. And this year, they're celebrating their 14th year of Mars exploration.
Could this be proof of actual historic life on Mars? Let's take a closer look.
Now, before we get into the alleged skeleton found on Mars, let's go over some past interesting findings on Mars, both from viewers and from NASA themselves. The Sun posted an interesting article back in March of 2016 that I wanted to briefly go over. So we're on this page now. And the article basically states, is there life on Mars? These are the 10 recent pictures that could prove there is. So again, this is back on March 16th, right at 6:10 p.m. So this is a past article. But let's take a look at some of these pictures here. So the pyramids. So yeah, I've seen these pyramids on Mars before, so this is a pretty good indication that there probably could be or has been life on Mars. And actually I truly believe so, because I've recently got some documents from the CIA that was released about remote viewing of the past of Mars. And that'll be in my next video, so if you're interested in checking that out, make sure you stay tuned next week for that video when it comes out. And these are like past documents that came out. So we're going to go over those documents, and I'm going to show you the actual spots on Mars using Google Mars. So we're going to check that out. That'll be next week. So let's move on here. So yeah, there is actual pyramids, and I'm going to show you that, like I said in the video, on where they're located. And I'm going to leave the coordinates and all kind of cool stuff in the video description of that video next week, so check that out. Okay, so let's move further down here. So the next one is of a Martian mummy. This was posted by blogger Mr. Enigma. I'm not familiar with Mr. Enigma, but the indication here states that this does look like an Egyptian casing or mummified casing that they similarly use in Egypt. And if you look around, there's no other objects or rock formations that seem similar to this. It has a definite shape to it, so it could be something of interest, something to check into, look into. So the next one here is it's called Alien Bears, it's entitled, and this is another snapshot from one of the rovers. It's not any details about what rover snapped this image, so I haven't seen the original. And the way that they color coded this, it does seem to be of an gorilla form here. And actually this one kind of looks like a bobcat or a mountain lion, as you can see the ear formation, the eyes, the nose, mouth, and jawline, and the body shape. So it does seem like shapes, but again, I haven't seen the original, so I can't verify any of this information. However, Scott C. Waring says that this creature has real hair as seen from the shadows around its body. So don't really know how the shadows could indicate real hair, but in my opinion this is probably rock formations. Like I said, I haven't seen the original. So this other one is pretty interesting here, this worm-like object. Now I don't know how big this is. There's no indication of how big or small this is. Again, this is another snapshot, and Scott says that this was maybe apparently burrowing into the dune. You know, kind of makes sense that it could be something. But what I see here, to me, could even possibly be form equipment or some kind of forming device. I don't know. And this is just what it looked like to me, as in my opinion. So this is what I'm talking about here, like a plow. And here's another picture of what the plows do. Of course, they plow the fields. Like I said, I'm not claiming that that's what this is, but it just appears that the image kind of looks like a plow to me, or could have been. Who knows, you know, could be an ancient type of device, or could be a worm. You never know. So that was kind of interesting. So in other news, NASA is currently developing robo bees that will map the surface of Mars. So I found this pretty interesting. This was an article that I found. And according to this news outlet, the scientist in charge of developing the robotic bees is Tae-Young Lee. He's an associate professor of mechanical and aerospace engineering at George Washington University in Washington, D.C. And the Mars bees will be equipped with a special 3D camera to help create a topographic map of the Martian landscape. Pretty cool, right? So this came out in a March 30th press release that NASA announced that the University of Alabama team would numerically model, analyze, and optimize the robo bees for withstanding the atmospheric conditions on Mars. The purpose of the Mars bees is to provide a cost-efficient alternative to the expensive manned mission that would normally be required for an exploration of Mars. And the robo bees will fly off to the red planet in search of alien life, but at the same time, the robotic insects will be collecting mineral and gaseous samples while also mapping the planet's surface. So yeah, I thought this was a pretty interesting article. And like I said, I'm going to leave all the links to all of these things that I'm going over in the video description below, so you can read it and check it out for yourselves. Okay, so let's talk about this alleged alien skeleton found on Mars. I'm going to show you this quick news clip that was reported on ABC7Chicago.com about this space enthusiast out of Texas who believes that he found some apparent rocks that was actually the skull and spine of a possible Martian. So yeah, let's take a look.
Our team at 5, Cheryl Burton, Alan Kraszewski, meteorologist Cheryl Scott, and sports with Mark Giangreco. ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 5.
Did NASA capture images of an alien skeleton on Mars? A space enthusiast in Waxahachie says he believes a group of apparent rocks is actually the skull and spine of a possible Martian. The find was reported to the Mutual UFO Network, which investigates UFO sightings in the U.S. and around the world. The alleged skeleton was photographed by the Opportunity Rover on February 1st.
Okay, I'm going to stop it here. Looking at this image here, if this is what this guy reported, okay, you reported some rocks to the MUFON UFO website that the Opportunity took a picture of. I don't know what to say about this, guys. If you look at this, I mean, you could just looks like rocks to me. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, this is supposed to be the spine, I would reckon, I guess. I mean, compared to what? I haven't seen the original image. I don't know, in this news report or whatever, this half-assed job of a news report doesn't really show the 3D image of what this guy's showing or what he reported. It just shows this video here, so I don't even know if this is actually the video of the actual spot or thing that this person's reporting or not. But I'm just reporting what I'm learning about this. Supposedly it's supposed to be a news story. But if you look at this, this does appear to be maybe a mouth, a nose, some eye sockets. So this, it actually kind of looks like a monkey type of skull or half skull or whatever. But this to me right here doesn't look like any kind of spine. It just looks like a bunch of rocks grouped together. So yeah, this is the only thing here that kind of appears to be of anything. But yeah, so okay. What do you think about this?
In Perseverance Valley, this is on the western rim of Mars's Endeavour crater. The person who submitted the report says a 3D image reveals the bone detail of a spine and skull. NASA's...
I don't know. They keep showing that same picture, so I guess this is what they're talking about. But it just looks like a bunch of rocks to me, so if I see a bunch of rocks on Mars, I don't think I would report it to move on. Come on now. Anyway, moving on here, I did find some actual bone-looking structures that was reported on Mars. This is an older picture. This is actually reported on the mirror.co.uk. This article was about this picture, and this was supposedly captured, I think, from the Curiosity rover. So this is a 2015 picture. And I think this came from the YouTube channel Paranormal Crucible. So he highlights the human-like shape of some bones. And yes, this to me does look like bones. In fact, if you scroll down on the article here, and I'm going to link all these to you guys down below in the description. But for the life of me, this is the original image here. And I cannot find those bones. The only thing I see similar would be this white rock structure here. If I'm looking at the image back up here, I see one rock right next to it with a shadow, and the only rock I see a shadow here, but I don't see the bone structure. I don't know, hard to find in this image. But he did do a good job here of indicating some possible structures: large skull with teeth, crushed rib cage. So, you know, pretty good work indicating some bones, or could be possible bones. So not bad. So I think this was pretty interesting. This was a better read to me than the actual other article or story. And actually it looks like something, you know, compared to the Opportunity that found the bones that just looks like rocks to me. So I don't know, guys, let me know what you think about these stories. Leave your thoughts below. Okay guys, so that's it for this week's show. Go ahead and leave your thoughts below on what you thought about the stories in this episode, and make sure to tune in to next week's video where we talk about the CIA and these declassified documents about the pyramids and lost civilization on Mars, as we go through the remote viewer subject files. So I'll see you then.
Okay guys, always remember to have your phones and cameras ready in case you see something strange or unexplainable.
And I'll see you right back here every week with fresh new episodes of
Alien Investigations.
Thanks for watching Alien Investigations. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe because there is more great stuff to come.
Hey brother, watch another!